Domcura is an MGA which strives to differentiate itself from traditional insurance companies through the delivery of a great customer experience. The phone plays an important role in this, because often when a customer experiences a problem, they still prefer to call when they need service. Therefore, Domcura leverages AI to automate repetitive tasks and to deal with unexpected peaks in context. Today, Domcura will showcase their innovative phone bot, which they developed together with Parloa, in record time. Next on stage, Domcura and Parloa.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining us here in the Tell and Show demo. I am Uwe Schumacher. I'm CEO of Domcura, the market-leading MGA in Germany, and with me today is Malte Kossup, founder and CEO of Parloa. Well, what are you going to expect within the next roughly 8 minutes? I think we want to show you, no, I should say we want to excite you about the possibilities artificial intelligence can give you nowadays in the arena of phone service. We at Domcura, we have the USP that we want to be faster and more individual to our customers when they phone us or when they contact us, faster and more individual than traditional insurers normally are. You've probably heard it also 100 times, I would guess, that the demands and the expectations of customers are changing all the time, that they are increasing all the time, especially if it comes to availability of service and solving the problems, the troubleshooting. And from our end, from the Domcura end, we have some additional problems. All have the problems that the number of channels are increasing. So phone is one thing, email is another thing. Today you also have to offer video calls, FaceTime, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatsoever. So the number of channels, communication channels is increasing. But if you ask the customer, 3 out of 4 would answer that they would prefer to pick up the phone to get their issues solved. So what does this mean for us? We try to let technology do the repetitive tasks in our business and free up our employees so they can solve and work on the real problems, in quotes. In addition to that, we are very much in the building insurance business, and we have an increasing amount of situations where weather anomalies are coming up, like hailstorms or heavy rainfall that results in floods. And at this particular time, a lot of people are calling us and they want our help, our advice, or they want to report a claim. And of course, we cannot have so many people sitting in the office just waiting that such an issue occurs. So for that reason, we were looking for alternatives to be in a position to answer these calls, even if they come suddenly and in a big amount, and to give our customers the feeling that they are served and that we care about them.
And this is where Parloa comes in. Unlike 3 or 4 years ago, AI is now able to solve the issues Uwe just talked about. And did you know that in 2021, roughly 93 billion were invested in AI advancement, led by the big tech giants. So you as a decision maker now can either invest a lot of your resources and money in order to develop an own conversational AI platform and reinvent things which have been invented, or you rely on a platform which is completely dedicated to optimize all those AI components for chat, for phone, for customer service, which is adding a low-code front end on top of that so that your business units and your IT department can build your own phone bots. And that's exactly what we're doing with Parloa. And maybe, Uwe, now it's time that you call one of the upcoming Domcura bots, which has been built with Parloa and the Microsoft Cognitive Services. What do you think?
I think we should do that.
Herzlich willkommen bei Ihrer Domcura. Wie kann ich Ihnen weiterhelfen?
Oh, excuse me. Do you speak English?
Sure I do. Welcome to Domcura. What can I do for you?
I moved, so I guess you need my new address.
I would be happy to forward you to one of my colleagues for that. To use the short waiting time wisely, please tell me your insurance number.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a sec.
No problem. I love waiting.
Okay, here we go. It's 100 DOM, and then it's QBS 99.
Let me repeat. 100 DOM QBS 99. Did I catch that right?
Yes, you did.
Cool. And what is your full name?
It's Uwe Schumacher.
Thank you. And when's your birthday?
It's the 23rd of October, 1968.
Great. With that, I was able to authenticate you successfully. The next free agent will take care of your address change within seconds. One moment, please.
Isn't that pretty cool? Uwe can freely speak, can talk about his concern, can authenticate himself while waiting, and can even solve end-to-end cases. And that's what he and Domcura can do with Palua. And he can do that with having a great and fast customer experience without taking up time of an agent. So now I would like to show you how Palua looks, how it looks if a IT department or business unit of Domcura is working in the low-code front-end of Palua. So this is Palua. Here you see the heart of Palua. So there we can model dialogues, processes. We call that the graph. But now let's shortly jump into the deployment. In the deployment, we can see the training, and in this training, you see past sentences of customer, which we can use to train the AI. Because just like us humans, the AI wants to learn with every conversation in order to be even more confident about the next call. And to understand more of the sentence, I can display the context here on the right, then see the entire conversation. And you can send all the data you see here, every single word, to your backend or BI system in order to scalable understand why people are calling you. So now you saw the training. Now let's move back to the dialogue. In this dialogue, you can easily see how a business can write their dialogue. So here on the right, you see an example like what can I do for you? And at our conversation start block here, when we shortly zoom in, you see, for example, all relevant intents for typical concerns, such as change address, claim damage, for which you can then define where the flow goes. And if nothing of these intent is triggered or the AI is not confident enough about the intent, we will follow the else path down here, which in this case forward the caller directly to a human agent and then directly sends the transcripts with the agent. But that's obviously just a small demo. Before I dive into more detail with this demo, you are warmly invited to join us at our booth, and we can dive a lot deeper into Palua. And now, last but not least, Uwe, any last thoughts on the topic?
Well, Marta, thank you. I think it's, for me, although I've worked quite a while with it, it's still quite amazing. I think one thing that struck me was the ease of use of this system. I can tell you that it just took 3 months, good 3 months, to finish our first AI phone bot for claims reporting, and that included creating the dialogues, it included connecting it to our back-end systems, and it included integrating it into our telephony infrastructure. And the interesting thing for me, as I also have to look at the expenses, is that all this was done by our internal staff. In the meantime, we have 5 people onboarded to Palua. They are looking and checking for additional possibilities where we can use this system for. And I'm more than ever convinced that this is, for us, certainly the right way for a more customer-centric service that we can provide. So if I might make a recommendation to you, if you haven't tried AI phone bots so far, go for it. I have checked it probably 4 years ago, and I was not really satisfied. Now I think the whole AI industry in this area has made a significant step forward, and you will hopefully be excited as I am. So thank you very much for listening. Have a good rest of the day, and hopefully we all are able to meet the challenge that we face, not only with customer expectations, but also at the Amsterdam airport this evening. So have a safe trip home. Thank you.